Now want to learn like this. Good luck, Ebele Jonathan and Peter Obi just come out from a very strategic indoor meeting where EB say they go to talk about a lot of things, and part of what they get to talk about mostly now as it gets to do with the 2027 election. And of course, Peter Obi come out, come make statement and say, well, I come out to come get this conversation for a particular reason because I made a contest for election. And good luck, Ebele Jonathan don't show himself as person will be statesman and him do some things right. So we they come ask him for advice. But that's not even all. Other things they will happen for inside the country where I won't let you know. There is an exclusive reports from some quarters we carried it to say then don't order Oga Sanwo-Olu, the governor of Lagos State, to resign on health grounds. I don't know how true that is. I haven't verified, but Sahara Reporters has that exclusive. But all of this matter and more, now be so good gist this evening. Welcome to Updated Precious. It is always with my belly to bring on our updates of all the things that happen for inside our country, Nigeria. To bring you all of these emojis, plus including the things that happen for Nigeria and for Nabodo United States. And as I don't carry genocide poster reach everywhere. Well, that one after the break when we come back, we'll talk about all of this. Amazing evening, Nigerians. Welcome to This is Precious. Always a pleasure to bring you updates of all the things that happen for inside Nigeria. But you don't have to use roundup now. We'll go first of all bring on an update of all the things that is sharing for inside our country. As the headline the carry up. All right. So first off, Peter Obi in closed-door meeting with former President Goodluck Jonathan. And so this paper take carry. EFCC declares City Boys Movement women leader wanted. Women leader, City Boys Movement. Why are they declaring you wanted? 7 killed in fresh attack on Benue border community. 7 killed. Why we visited Jonathan Obi, 90 talk this one. And the 2027, Sanwo-Olu endorsed Hamzat as preferred successor. And then moving on, Ibadan Summit were embarrassed. Accord denies participating in coalition meeting. 2028, Imo of Seku Guba, APP elect state excos. And then ADC holds Congress in Zamfara, elects new state executives. 2027, APC chieftain defies consensus, set to challenge Tinubu for party's presidential ticket. Calm down. He's challenging Tinubu. And I just like doing anyhow. Why? Okay, right. So courts to hear suit on deregistration of ADC, others on May 5. Well, next week, we will see as it goes. 2027, APC releases fresh timetable for sale of forms primaries. And then let's see some stories that we have here very quickly. Lead with purpose, not position. NBA president charges young lawyers. Well, let's see. Why I visited Jonathan. AMA condemns killing of staff during enforcement operation in Abuja. And Cross River seeks support for Navy, Only $50,000, not only $50,000, 13 million naira found in my house, and by EFCC, not the $13 million that EFCC or that was campaigned or carried in the news. Aisha Chimogo, now they talk this one. Senator Ireti Kingibe reacts to killing of NYC member by soldiers. And then OAU after student attack. OOU after student attack Ogun CP establishes police post around university community. You need to see the drama today between the OOU Twitter handler and people. He was the way he was insulting people and insulting some people with the B2B fan, where they lambast them. I'm just wondering, is this an official handler of a university? Now they talk like this. Very, very bigoted statements. That now waiting people they talk. Well, later on we'll talk. Bandits kill 3 hunters in Zamfara community, 7 killed in fresh attack on a Benue community border, and the troops eliminate suspected bandits in Kwara, recover weapons. NDLEA intercepts 748.02 kg of illicit drugs. Arrest 2 suspects, and police arrest 30 suspected kidnappers in Kaduna, recover arms, drugs, stolen vehicles. Thugs invade Kanu phone markets, injure traders, loot shops. But let's go to other papers very quickly. Now, insecurity worsens as terrorists attack Kogi orphanage. About 23 children proprietor's wife, help, Father Lord, abducts 23 children, proprietors, and wife. Did you hear it? Terrorists attack Kogi orphanage home, kidnap 23 orphans where they the home. That is 23 children, the proprietor's wife. I don't, wow. Now, wow. P2B holds strategic close-out meeting with former President Goodluck Jonathan and Southeast leaders ahead of 2027 election. Now, former presidential aide gets OON, while legendary astronomer Professor PN OKK remains unrecognized. Nigerian citizens and social media users slam Nigeria's national honors system, say now wah. Now wah. Okay. Let's move on very quickly. Yeah, what do we have here? Subsidy removed, yet borrowing continues. Why are Nigerians paying taxes for invisible services? That now waiting social media users they ask. APC having sleepless nights after Governor Sheyi Makinde vows to meet any attempt to rig 2027 election with madness. Why you the vex on that? I waiting people to ask. I can no longer cope. Service has been frustrating for me. Another army officer, army personnel, or security personnel moves to quit over sabotage, military rot. This is sad. If you hear that man's video, you will almost cry for him. Tinubu's government trying to deny P2B access to Nigeria by intimidating its institutions to reject his intellectual engagements. That the media group they talk about. Meanwhile, if Tinubu gets or government creates law to tax solar or to tax the use of solar after failing to provide electricity, they should be ready for war in Nigeria. Northern Cleric, now they talk this one. 2027, Tinubu spends his first 4 years in office destroying opposition parties, not governing. Apostle Suleiman tells Nigerians not to vote APC again. Here. Our son was shot at close range by your personnel, not during close fire with imaginary robbers. Family rejects army's lie on NYC members killing. This is really, really sad. Really sad. Now, pressure mounts on Atiku Abubakar to shelve presidential ambition as Obi-Kwankwaso joint ticket gains momentum. So they say that they mount pressure. So, oh God, what's that your ambition now? Nigerian government sponsored big churches to counter rising jihadist influence. Nigerian government sponsored big churches to counter rising jihadist influence. Elder statesman at DBC 9 talk this one. Are you serious? Okay. Tinubu government abandons scholarship students in Russia, forces them to go through harsh conditions for daily survival. And global disgrace, Tinubu's maladministration goes international as End Christian Genocide in Nigeria banner surface in New York City. Like Labour Party, ADC would collapse without Peter Obi. Ayodele Fayose says Obi is the only force holding opposition party together. Well, all of this and more matter now in the shell. Make a look what I get. A few things over the miss from inside the paper. Well, Ramaphosa warns South Africans against attacking foreigners and then tells foreigners to obey their laws and obey their cultures in South Africa. But is that enough? That now we see many people they talk. Bandits kill 11 in Katsina village attack. Let's see what we have now. Trump calls for Jimmy Kimmel's sack for calling Melania expectant widow. Now, wow. If not Nigeria here, the kind DSS for arrest here, you get locked in the Nigeria. You talk that kind of thing. Call first lady where husband and life. You have luck, people have luck, you have freedom of speech, you don't understand. African countries helped during anti-apartheid struggle. Ramaphosa tells South Africans. And Menga Hashim urged Labour to be active in serving Nigeria's democracy. Nollywood actor Solomon Ayede dies. Oh, this is so, Ayede dies. This is so sad. But let's see other stories very, very quickly as we let's see. Okay, Tinubu puts me in charge of Abia APC. Oji Kalu, Okize Kalu claim. Two of them. So who can they in charge of Abia APC now? We don't know. Okay, video. His feet prepared. Sanwo-Olu endorses Hamzat for 2027 election. Let's see what's going on next. So this exclusive by Sahara Reporter says Lagos Governor Sanwo-Olu ordered to resign on health grounds. Deputy to take over. That's not true. Well, we will see what's going to happen in the coming days. I don't know. Bandits attack female students in southern Kaduna, kill one, abduct 6 colleagues. You hear them, Southern Kaduna, kill one, abduct 6 of them. Oh my God, you not even go to school in peace, sir. Oh, Anambra court sentences man to death by hanging for killing dad. Alleged $6 billion Mambila power, Mambila fraud. Witness tells court how controversial projects emanated from SGF office. And then let's see what we have here. Senator Natasha declares second term bid, set to battle ex-governor Yahaya Bello in Kogi Central. In fact, she made a very strong statement. I will post an exclusive video on that conversation maybe tomorrow. She make a statement. She said, nobody fits intimidate time anything. She would. I will post her entire statement and I will say, APC accuses Osun Governor Adeleke of squandering over 1 trillion in 3 years, investing poorly in agriculture. Politics. EFCC found $15,000 and 13 million naira during raid on my house, and not $50 million, Abi, as they said. Lagos Governor Sanwo-Olu's ally Aisha Chimogo admits recovery. That's what this paper take around. Let me talk. LG Global Economy. Let's Global Economy brief. UN Secretary General appeals to US Iran over Strait of Hormuz tensions. So I'm not gonna allow the global economy breathe because this is one that they do. If they tension global economy, if they choke the economy, I'm not gonna let them breathe. Armed herdsmen launch fresh attack on Benue community, kill 7 residents. And Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer Ejima Kor condemns xenophobic attacks in South Africa, asks Tinubu to issue stern warning to Ramaphosa's government. Let's see what we have here. Okay, APC releases vice. I think I said that already. Adamawa leaders, I think I've talked about that already. 13 persons killed as passengers plane crashes in South Sudan. And the Bayelsa residents protest in Nimbe Brass communities, reject second term bid of non-performing senators. Say, which you know they perform, we reject you, we reject you. Bandits attack female students. I think I already told you this story already. 3 foreign nationals shot dead in fast food outlets in South Africa, says Chancellor. And this is really, really very sad. Okay, let's see what we have here. Reps Swinback basically says Labour Party not part of Ibadan opposition summit, claims focus on national convention. So which faction of Labour Party be this one when they take this stand now? We don't know. APC in fresh crisis as 5 states risk exclusion from primaries presidential convention. Well, all of this and more matters, by the way. Now, waiting we get, make I just stop. I'm here very sharply. And I'd like to say a warm welcome to everybody for joining us on today's show. It's always a pleasure to bring you guys all of the things that happen for inside Nigeria. Where do we start from? Where do we start our story from today? Where do we start? Okay. So let me begin with this exclusive from Sahara Reporters before we go straight to P2B's meeting with Oga Goodluck Jonathan. Very quickly. Okay. All right. So very quickly. So the story about this exclusive from Sahara Reporters has it that Lagos State is bracing for major political shakeup as Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has reportedly been asked to resign on health grounds, paving the way for his deputy Obafemi Hamzat to assume office and complete the remainder of the administration's tenure. That, according to this gossip by Sahara Reporters, I did not write it, they wrote it. Now, according to sources within the presidency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and key members of his inner circle are said to be dissatisfied with the current leadership in Lagos and have moved to initiate a transition plan. So the arrangement, if carried through, would not only see Hamzat finish the current term, but also position himself as front runner for a fresh 4-year mandate in the 2027 elections. So quoting the source, they said, the presidency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and key figures in his inner circle are reportedly dissatisfied with the current leadership in Lagos and have moved to initiate a transition plan, a source or a top source in the presidency said to them. Now, the emerging arrangement would see Sanwo-Olu resign, paving the way for his deputy to assume office and complete the remainder of that tenure. Now, while no official statement has been made about this or released, the development underscores intensifying political calibration within Lagos State, widely regarded as Tinubu's most strategic stronghold. Now, if carried through, the move would represent one of the most consequential leadership changes in the state in recent years, with far-reaching implications for party dynamics, governance continuity, and the broader electoral outlook ahead of 2027. Of course, we know that it's whatever Baba says that is a final in Lagos State. You don't get us to take down. It could be like that. Now, political tensions they say have reportedly deepened in recent weeks. Governor Sanwo-Olu has been accused within party circles of insubordination, including alleged attempts to consolidate independent political structures in Lagos, perceived as a challenge to Tinubu's influence, and you dare not try that. Now, he has also been linked to efforts to unseat the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Mudashiru Obasa, as well as disputes over control of strategic land assets. Now, in March 2025, it was also reported that President Tinubu intervened to facilitate the reinstatement of Obasa as Speaker of the State of Assembly, following an impeachment that happened, not far from then. So the intervention, according to sources, came after the president identified what he perceived as the influence of the state executive led by Governor Sanwo-Olu in circumstances surrounding Obasa's removal. Say Sanwo-Olu get hand for waiting concern Obasa removal, and I'm waiting Tinubu. Why Sanwo-Olu get hand for waiting concern that removal of Obasa? And that's why he said Obasa has weapon back. And just so you know, a lot of the people that will be say the House of Assembly, majority of the House of Assembly actually voted for Obasa's impeachment. That is to say that they are on the side of the of Sanwo-Olu. So that means this punishment when they come for Sanwo-Olu now, fit also befall some of these people will vote out Obasa. I can't tell. We don't actually know if that is anything to go by. So now sources present to a meeting Tinubu held with state lawmakers at the time said that President Tinubu expressed concern over the extent of the governor's influence, describing it as troubling and suggesting that Sanwo-Olu had a vested interest in determining the assembly's leadership. What will be your interest to determine who will be the leader of the assembly? That interest, go good, rara. We don't like it. Now, the meeting, according to what they gathered, was convened to address the leadership crisis within the Lagos State House of Assembly. At the meeting, President Tinubu explained that the reason why Obasa escaped the impeachment was because he saw the indelible fingerprints of the Lagos executive led by Sanwo-Olu in the speaker's removal, and he found it unsettling why the executive would be interested in who should emerge as the speaker. A source familiar with the events at the meeting stated. In case you don't understand that grammar, say President Bola Tinubu say, wait till make it be say Obasa go escape this impeachment, so it be say they be impeach him and when they won't impeach him then. Now because of say they find them very troubling, say he get the hand, the executive hand, they decide what make they want impeach him like this. So that is it be like say the hand of the executive day for what's concerning impeachment. So, and then the thing they worry them say, what's the executive get to do with this matter? Why executive go get hand for waiting will get to do with this matter? So because of that, in can look and say, no, we're not having that. So because of that, make a reinstate Obasa, because waiting be the executive that is someone who interest as per who leads the National House of Assembly for the state. Meanwhile, just to let you know, every state governor they get control over in House of Assembly. That the way Nigerian politics be, most state governors they prefer me them get hand for waiting get to do with us. I mean, you know the case of my state, River State, where the state governor no get hand for waiting that happen for the state House of Assembly, and how they think they worry them, because by the time in do jack, they don't threaten them with impeachment. In say Robinson, they don't threaten them again. So that's why most governors like to pocket the assembly for their pockets, so that it would be easy for them to function without unnecessary threats to distract them. However, for Lagos State, now the powers that be will determine who they be leader for any place at all for inside Lagos. That is to say that the governor himself may not necessarily be in charge of who will be the leader of the assembly or who they for inside assembly. Now waiting Baba talk. But now, according to waiting people they talk. But now for Sanwo-Olu to get interest to determine waiting they happen for inside Lagos State House of Assembly, it becomes a problem for the state for the powers, where they in high places. So why it be say all of a sudden you go care about waiting they happen for Lagos State House of Assembly? You go care about the leadership. Waiting concern you consign who be leader of the Lagos State House of Assembly? How it take do you for body? These are questions where it be say a lot of people they ask, and where it be say worry Baba, we make them say, he say, no, 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 I'm not having this. This cannot be like this. It cannot be like this. But let's go through with that conversation for that. Now, the high stakes meeting followed Tinubu's decision, as I said earlier, to arrange a chartered flight to transport all Lagos Assembly members to Abuja in a bid to resolve the political crisis. Now, the crisis, which erupted rather after the impeachment of Obasa on January 13, 2025, over allegations of corruption and financial mismanagement, rocked Lagos politics. Lawmakers had initially celebrated his removal as a victory for accountability, but behind the scenes, pressure from APC leaders backed by Tinubu, according to the report, led to his controversial reinstatement, and everybody zip up. They don't have power to say jack. Now, Mojisola Miranda, who was briefly installed as speaker following Obasa's ouster, was forced to step down under pressure from party bigwigs, reportedly as part of a deal to maintain party unity. So another development that reportedly strained the relationship between President Tinubu and his political protege, Governor Sanwo-Olu, arose when Economic and Financial Crimes Commission declared Aisha Sulaiman Achimogo as an associate of the Lagos governor, wanted over allegations of money laundering and criminal conspiracy. Now, Achimogo, who was accused of secretly funneling funds to opposition leaders Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar during the 2023 elections, was officially declared wanted in a circular issued by the anti-graft agency. But she came into the country to respond, and they arrested her. And then one thing led to the other, but she's free now. But I think she had an extensive interview today to respond to that. The EFCC, in a statement, called on the public to provide information about her whereabouts and all that. So this drama, a long where, I don't know as I go carry the drama long reach, but if this is anything to go by, this report is anything to go by, that means there's a possibility that all may not be going too well in Lagos State, Nigeria, and that Babajide Sanwo-Olu may indeed resign if the statement or anything will happen, that anything to go by. But I don't know if this exclusive by Sahara Reporters, I haven't verified it myself. I just saw it in Sahara Reporters, and I just thought, to give a hint on it. Maybe when things turn out, then you go know the truth. However, what I do know that happened today is that Sanwo-Olu endorsed Hamzat as the person who will take over from him. So he talks saying don't be fully ready and saying will be the president. Remember there is push, but Abela talk say, oh, Hamzat will be the next governor of Lagos State, then he does him as the next governor, and then now Sanwo-Olu to don't also follow endorse Hamzat as the next governor. But we do not know that if this endorsement means saying go talks after raising his hand that he can continue from where he stopped, means that he will say, I know where my belly they pay me or head they worry me. Make I resign from this work. May Hamzat continue. I don't know about that because that's what this report is saying. But I just thought to bring you guys this story. All right, a lot of things share for inside Nigeria, and my work to bring on all of these gist the way they share one by one. But let's move to the cocoa of the matter. The one we consign us what we now want to talk about today, as it gets to do with the 2027 election. Because some people go talk say, you see this particular matter we'll talk about, so leave them a family problem. They go take care of themselves later on because personally they put mouth for family matter. When family people talk and quarrel, they go settle later on. And if you put mouth too much inside now, they can't use you settle. But let's get straight to Goodluck Jonathan and Peter Obi's visit. So, frontline presidential aspirant in 2027 and the 2023 presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, today, Monday, led top Igbo leaders to the Maitama Abuja home of former President Goodluck Jonathan. So the meeting lasted for about 2 hours, closed door, and was attended by some Southeast leaders, including former Enugu State Governor Okwesili Ezenwodo, yes, his Imo State counterpart Achike Udenwa, former Managing Director of the Niger Delta Development Commission Onyema Ugochukwu, Senators Ben Obi and Victor May, amongst others who were there. So Obi, who spoke to journalists after the meeting, disclosed that it was in a continuation of consultations with former national leaders in the country regarding his presidential ambition. So Sena Witin make Ingu in gets the meeting. Now, the reason that they talk this one is because of pressures with the mount from high places to see that Atiku Abubakar steps down. But we're going to get to that pressure mounting for Atiku Abubakar step down very shortly, because a lot of people say the pressure will be very rife. Now, Obi, so the former Labour Party candidates is seeking, of course, the ticket for the African Democratic Congress, saying they have not yet come for endorsement, but for consultations and exchange of views. Now, Obi explained that the meeting was part of his consultations with former leaders. Now, he said, we need to consult them, especially someone like him, Jonathan, who served the country very faithfully, focused, and did what is expected in a democracy. In this declining situations, you consult him. So he said. Now, Obi had earlier visited former Jonathan, Olusegun Obasanjo, and Ibrahim Babangida, amongst others, as part of his engagement with former Nigerian leaders. He refused to disclose in detail the outcome of the meeting, but simply added that Jonathan wished the country well. That's what he talked. Okay. Then there can't be one party system. He cannot support such a thing. Nobody can claim to be more Democrats in this country than Jonathan. Obi said so. Say anybody will say be Democrats, if fight for democracy. Nobody don't express some, don't show and pass Jonathan. For Jonathan to say, my ambition no what the blood of anybody, I need show and step down for ambition. Nobody be Democrat, pass him. Nobody. Now waiting is up. But you know what? Let me just show you a tip of the iceberg of that conversation before we go further. Take a listen.
In consultation to have respected on 2027 elections. And overall about Nigeria, the Southeast leaders, and you can see all of us here.
Sir, you remember when you were in Kano? You paid him.
See him in the categories we have gone to see former President Obasanjo, former President Babangida, former President. So that is the category we are seeing now. They are not defecting. They are fathers now. They are not defecting. They are not involved. But we need to consult them. Because, especially someone like him, who served the country very faithfully, focused, and did what is expected of democracy. In this declining situation, you consult him. No, that wasn't even in discussion. And I'm contesting, so I wouldn't be pleading for the third candidate. I just came for consultation of the 2027 election.
What were his words?
What do you think was what? As a father, he wished the country well. I'm saying he wished the country well. He wished that we have free, fair, credible election. That will be his wish. No, there can't be one party system. He cannot support it. He supported. Nobody can claim to be a Democrat in this country, in terms of those who have led this country, without putting him as number one. He served the country faithfully, and he was a Democrat. No, we're not talking about an endorsement yet. When I become a candidate, I'll come back for endorsement. I've told you, we consulted. When we're here, we'll come back. But he wishes the country well.
Okay, so people are saying that it's Obi's confidence that when he becomes a candidate, like he's really sure that he's going to become a candidate, because waiting with the give and the make him feel say anyhow he will be candidates. Why does he really think that he'll be a candidate really? So why does he keep saying when I become a candidate and I will be in the ballot? He keeps saying that I will be in the ballot no matter what happens. I will be in that ballot in 2027. That's what he keeps saying. No matter what happen, I go there for that ballot. No, you know, get us to take B, I go there for that ballot. And this now waiting a lot of people don't talk say what is going on, what could be the basis of this confidence. Now, one of the things or the major persons we will stop will be from clinching the ADC tickets. Now, Atiku Abubakar, for variety of reasons, especially because of say a lot of people don't talk say, oh, Atiku na founding father of the, in fact, now him be the person we bring the coalition together, the ADC together. So he no go good make could be edge him out and all that. But make a first of all take story we get to do with pressure with the mount for Atiku to step down. So we hear say pressure the mount within opposition circles for former Vice President Atiku Abubakar to shelve his anticipated presidential ambition as fresh political calculation ahead of 2027 begin to take shape proper. Remember, say they get from now till about the end of May to choose to do primaries and to get their candidates. So there is no time. So whatever they have to do must be done immediately. Imagine realignment within the opposition landscape have increasingly shifted attention toward the possible joint tickets involving Peter Obi and Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, a development that is set to be giving or gaining quite a momentum in the country and strategic discussions. So the growth of the growing talk of Obi-Kwankwaso alliance is now influencing early coalition debates, with some political actors viewing it as potentially stronger platform to challenge the ruling party's alliance. So the talk say pressure the mount for Atiku Abubakar say, I beg, make you step down for now. However, some experts then don't also look at the matter as they use look at, like Oga I don't forget the name. Some people don't talk and talk. Say, if Atiku does not, in fact, not even Atiku, let's even remove Atiku here. If the tickets for the ADC, that is ADC, no make a deliberate attempt to make sure, say, their tickets go to the south. Waiting happen to PDP, go happen to them. What is the political calculation? First of all, a lot of people they talk, so waiting leads to the downfall of the PDP. Now, PDP singular decision to ensure, say, they know zone their ticket go south during the 2023 election. They left it open and they allowed an Atiku Abubakar who had gotten the party's ticket in 2019 and who knew that he supported a Muhammadu Buhari to get the ticket, to move the presidency to the north in 2015 to become the presidential candidate of the party. So that now one of the things we killed the party. So a lot of people saying a lot of political miscalculation mainly lead to the death of the the PDP. Now, waiting with the death of the PDP, some people started by saying that okay, it all started in 2013, 2014 election. The initial idea was one year. Obasanjo do one 4-year tenure, hand over to another person, do 4-year tenure. It was supposed to be for 4 years. Then Obasanjo did 2 years. And okay, then because make everybody begin do their 8 years. That is the agreement of the zoning where they said they get. So after Obasanjo do 8 years, it was supposed to be Yar'Adua's 8 years. But unfortunately, he died after 2 years in office. And then Jonathan had to complete his 2 years in office. And as Jonathan completed that 2 years, people now said, okay, because Jonathan is good, he's from a minority group, make we leave him. And because of the drama we happen when he be say, they be no want him to complete a year or tenure, let's just leave him to do another 110. So they not allowed him to do 110. That's he had done about 6 years, right? Now, after 6 years, ordinarily, power was supposed to go back to the north because that is Southerners don't do 8 plus 6. They calculate the number of years now. So power was supposed to go back strategically to the north again. But Jonathan insisted in contesting. They said that that one be one of the decisions we made. And remember, that was why almost everybody under his cabinet betrayed him at that time. They betrayed him because it wasn't because the Northerners were looking at it like they had left, they served only 1 year plus. They served only 1 year or they served only for 2 years in a democracy. Obasanjo, Southerner had done 8 years and Jonathan did 6 years and they served only 2 years and another Southerner again. No. They have to rule. So they felt cheated, they felt alienated, they felt that they must be involved in governance. And that was what led to the coalition of 2014, 2015 that gave birth to APC. And I'm waiting, gather the momentum we make people betray Jonathan anyhow, make sure they come up for office because they felt that no, it's unfair. The North has to take it at this point. And a lot of people said if only Jonathan had blessed his deputy at that time to take over from him to continue, PDP for no lose power at all. PDP for continue today in power today. Maybe the country for no day as bad as it did today. PDP for fit continue and therefore they handle the country the way they handle them. But unfortunately, Jonathan's singular reason or the advice, so they advise them to tell them to continue to go forward, irrespective of the fact, say Northerners don't day out of governance for a long time. And one of the greatest undoing and waiting costs the death of the PDP. Where starts the crisis of PDP? Okay, so PDP now decided, let's make things fine for ourselves. Let's settle this matter. So when they realized that Buhari was not performing in 2019 election, after the 2015 election when they don't lose, they realized he wasn't performing. And I said, you know what? Almost all the major parties, apart from them, Shaware and other minority people will contest that 2019. Most major political parties them at that time fielded in northern candidates. Almost all of them. That one because we say they realize say truly na anger na im make North vex vote Buhari. We can't scatter our country that time. According to what people talk, we make the country day as a day that time. So since we know saying that they're paying Muku allowed them another 4 years made them complete. And that was why Atiku came back from PDP after leaving the same PDP to go help Buhari become president in APC. He came back to the same PDP and they gave him tickets. Now that's what there a lot of people they talk saying that they're Wike anger from come. And Wike supported him, made sure he got the ticket. Wike shifted. He was the governor. He was going for second term. So everybody in PDP agreed that it has to be a northern ticket. And they gave it to a northerner. And the northerner took the ticket. Now in 2023, when it was supposed to go back, power was supposed to go back to the south, Atiku insisted that he was going to contest the election. And Atiku contested the election. Not only did he contest, not only did he contest the primaries, he won the ticket for the primaries. And he paid a week away gets interest to become president of Nigeria. Where some people they talk, say, thank God saying no be president because and this kind of impunity for the sake. I'm waiting some people they talk with that one. However, some people they also blame the matter what happened, say it's actually Wike's fault because now we can make it will become more for inside PDP, according to what some people they talk. You see, now different theories from different people. Then people talk say because of say for PDP, power don't go north before. Power don't go southwest Yoruba. Power don't go south Jonathan. Ordinarily, power supposed to go to southeast Igbo. So people were insisting that the ticket should be microzone to southeast. But that Wike was saying we need a microzone, make we leave them for the south. And people said if they leave them for the south, and an easy way for Wike to win the ticket because of course we know power of waiting if he do and all of that. So and that was an article I said instead of us not to microzone to southeast, microzone to southeast, if we are going to zone to only south, to just open it up to any other person or a zone we don't win them before to carry them, made the kukuma flute them so that I will contest. That man waiting the gossip where some people they carry. And that's how Atiku became the presidential candidate. But how can you be the presidential candidate of a party for 2019? You are for 2023. You still want to be for this 2027. Okay, calm down now. At about almost 80 years old. So that now waiting me pressure the mount now for Atiku to step down. And that is why experts, where they analyze, like people like Majida Hero, Oga Majida Hero don't talk. See, if they make, remember he made that statement. He said, if PDP no feel the southern candidates for inside 2023 that are going to fail, and they failed, it can't be like saying the prophets. It can't be like saying the prophet. And then don't talk them again. Because since protest vote go there, people go ordinarily get sentiments within for the South. You understand? So now you don't talk them again. Say the mistake where it be say ADC go make them die the kind of death where PDP don't die today. Now, if they mistakenly say then go carry power, go north, because maybe they believe say north get power to win election. That one will show them shigging way. Because first of all, the coalition will die death their quarter because nothing will keep the coalition alive again. Because simply what people go do be say protest vote go there. People go say okay, since on nothing say on I won't do them because most times people they talk. So when northerners want to talk, they say oh no don't rule only 6 years, only 8 years. I mean 10 years. 10 or 11 years only for inside this democracy over there. About 10, 11 years, the 8 years of Buhari and the 2.5 years or so of Yaradua. So say North never rule plenty. So now South don't rule pass. So now South, now North supposed also still take over. Now waiting the people say, so how convenient today for now to forget about all the military rule? We empower now, we make una get edge above most other groups. Or now forget about that one. So if you're saying that you'd abolish the military rule or you did a counter military rule, why also not do away with all the policies, all the things that we be say the military rule don't put? We make us deal with all the states we didn't create, all the local government, we're giving them more power, more numbers pass. Why will no fear abolish them? You see, that's where the wahala now starts. And that's why people are saying that, you know what, Atiku Abubakar, please, for the safety of our country day to day, things hard. Please step down, sir. That's what people are saying. That what would, in fact, say the only thing we're going to make this country day healthy today. Now, I beg, make Atiku step down. Make it give way for, and Peter Obi and Kwankwaso ticket, maybe they call the OK ticket. That is the Obi-Kwankwaso ticket. And they call and say OK ticket. And I make people, they say, Nigeria will be okay again. Nigeria will be okay again. So that's not the matter. You know, say message, you know, the key message. I hope with these few points of mine, I've been able to break down the conversation enough for you guys to understand exactly what's going on in Nigeria. So pressure the mouth on Atiku Abubakar, say no contest for election at all. I beg. Become big daddy, become godfather, become Baba Sokwe, make it busy and you the talk within they happen. Please endorse Kwankwaso and P2B as your sons. After all, two of them are your brought up them, are your younger ones, now your abure. So endorse them, make them go ahead. We don't want any president again that would have to manage and be worried about his health. You can see how agile and how fast-paced these two people they and how strong they. Let's give them the opportunity. Well, that's what a lot of people are saying, but we do not know if that is going to be the case. However, we also did see yesterday that other political parties are already wooing the Obi and Kwankwaso ticket. Say, make una come. If ADC no agree give una, make una come. People they talk say the way we be said the Obi and Kwankwaso ticket don't they gather momentum. So it is very serious. So because with the look of things, they may likely clinch that ticket. And if they clinch the ticket, waiting it go mean for the ADC if they clinch the tickets. And if they not clinch the tickets, waiting it go mean for inside our country generally. Waiting it mean for inside our democracy. Because no matter how you look at it, suffering. People, you need to see the level of some things where they happen for inside this country. I don't give on a few headlines. I cannot talk too much. I just want to bring on the evidences of the level of suffer where people they suffer. People they suffer for inside this country. That is, they suffer day for another level for inside this country. People are going through a lot. I saw a video of a woman today who was crying about how her sister was killed in a general hospital in Nigeria. And I felt like crying for her because it could be anybody. Now, this is not the level of the decay of the systems and for inside Nigeria, where you can no longer carry some people people get zero tolerance for people, for health, for anything. Take a listen to this woman's agitation. Take a listen.
Now, good evening. I been make una help me at the Asokoro Hospital. I brought my sister here live. You are enter emergency, they get blood sugar. Number one, they misfix catheter for her. Okay. She started bleeding. Okay. I bought blood. They refused. They gave her blood. Later, this is the place. They refused to give me blood. For my sister, I begged. I bought 2 pints of blood. For my sister, I bought 2 pints. 2 pints. One yellow guy. This is Asokoro Hospital. One yellow guy from blood bank laboratory. You people can see, they don't care. They refuse to give her blood. Say because of 15,000 naira. They refuse to give her blood, oh please. They refuse. They don't lock the door. They don't lock the door. The doctor do all of them. He don't grieve it. Because of 15,000 naira. Because of 15,000 naira. All of now wave your hands for this death. And the Lord is having it. Now not go live. One after the other. Now not go live. Now not go live. I'm a kuni. I'm a sorry burukuni. Oh, for me that way. I am a Jenny. Oh, everybody say, I want to be a for you to go. Lọ́la àwọn tó nílẹ̀, lọ́la àwọn tó tẹ̀lé, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo wí, ó ní fojú sún wá fojú sunkún ẹni, ó ní ríre, ire ajínà sí ẹ, ire ajínà sí ẹ, ire ajínà sí ẹ, ìwọ ọmọkùnrin tó dè ní ẹ̀jẹ̀ yìí, ire ọ̀run ajímọ́ ẹ, gbogbo ayé ọ̀tún ní túmọ̀ mọ́, gbogbo tó bá wù tó bá dáwọ́lé láyé ẹ, ikú lọ́wọ́ máa já sí. Lẹ́yìn ọ̀dẹ́ rádaràdá bẹ́ẹ̀ ni gbogbo ayé àmàrí látòní lọ. Àtòkòrò báyìí ti ṣe yàtọ̀ tó. Ẹwọ́ ọ́fíìsì wọn. See their office. See all their office. See them. See their office. See it. See their office. See it though. You see their office. You see it. Nothing. What can they do? Nothing. What can they do here? Nothing. Now they kill my sister. The only sister who I get. After spending 1 million naira plus. They not agree like it. out of negligence. Now negligence. Now negligence. Now negligence. Now negligence. Give her blood, they don't give. Now so they take him as this.
Yeah, it only takes a devil when no get heart. We go see this video and still see me could remain like this for this country. I don't want to lay a curse on people who still think that Nigeria is okay the way it is for us to continue like this. For how long? Until everybody dies? Until everybody dies? How can you see this woman's predicament? Her only sister. She buy blood though. Say because she never pay 15,000 balance. They no grade administer the blood. We cannot save life. And I ask the question again, what be the worth of human blood for inside Nigeria, human life for Nigeria? What be the value of human being life for inside Nigeria? What value exactly will place for the citizen? And meanwhile, this is medication free. Healthcare was supposed to be free. The South Africa, where they chase Nigerians come out. But whether you're a citizen or not, as long as you're a resident, a valid resident of South Africa, your healthcare is free. If South Africa can give healthcare for free, now because of 15,000 naira, they will kill person for Nigeria. 15,000 naira, you neglect somebody who is dying. Like it be like say they don't too see plenty death and it doesn't matter to them. No empathy, no humanity. So even you need to see what happens in hospitals. You go see the way we be say person almost there death row and they go just they just do their own jejely. They know like say that to see people die in a normal thing to them. This is bad. This is bad. We haven't heard from the hospital, but if her story is anything to go by, then it is pathetic. And I think that the Medical and Dental Council, or whatever their name is, should revisit these things that their officials do. Where it be say, person go day in their situation of life and death, on a no go fit save the life of that person. You feel save the person life. When the person survive, we do go fund the person to pay on. I know there are patients who have also bastardized the system. Now, them lead most of these doctors to this issue. A situation where it be say patients then go carry, then go release you, or then they go treat you finish, and patients then they run away from hospital. They actually escape and leave the hospital without paying. Allow the hospital to incur the bill. I know that there are patients who do that, and because of such patients, now it be say hospitals will say they no go treat. But happen, not somebody who's dying now. You go first save in life, give palliative measure to sustain in life first. Make the life be sustainable first. How about what's happen to our conscience? What's happened to our conscience? Would not be human beings again? I don't understand how anybody is in a position to save the life of a human being and you don't save that person's life. I don't understand that you can do. That's not one of the things. Now, speaking about security, a Navy officer don't come make statements. Talk, say, in the beg Navy, made them retire them. For those people where they talk, say, oh, ethnicity or tribalism or religion don't get anything to do with waiting, they cause our problem for Nigeria. Make on watch the video, make on hear waiting the man talk. The man lamented and talked about waiting they happen for inside. How he never get promotion. He never get promotion. Since 2017, I've been one when he get work. Only once. Say because they give a double promotion because of the good work when you do then. Since that time, they no give him promotion again. For almost 17 years, I've been how many years? He gave him life to work. Till now, they refuse to promote him. He there for one position, they receive one salary. According to him, he said because he doesn't speak a particular language or he's not from a particular religion. And that's why he's stagnant in his whole career. For how many years did he fight insurgency? How can I watch and make on
evening? I'm making this video out of frustration, and at this point I have no other option than to make this video. I am begging the Nigerian Navy to please help to hasten my retirement, because as at this point I am having no other option than to retire from the service. But before I go further, I will beg the Chief of Defense Staff, the Chief of Naval Staff, to please be aware that there are a lot of able-bodied men willing to do the work, but one way or the other, the system keeps frustrating them. There are a lot of, I would like the Minister of Defense, the Chief of Defense Staff, and the Chief of Naval Staff to be aware that there are a lot of men willing to serve the nation, but one way or the other, the service, the people placed in positions will frustrate you to the extent of either deserting or retiring. At this point, I am only appealing to the Nigerian Navy to please help to facilitate, to hasten my retirement, because there is no other means to resolve this issue again. I have tried all means within my power to resolve it, but yet there is no solution. In fact, to be honest, I am even embarrassed for what I am trying to say. I'm even embarrassed because I know my family are going to come across this video, my relatives, my friends are going to come across this video. How do I tell them that I have been doing this Nigerian Navy work for 19 years, but the Nigerian Navy have promoted me just once? It is so embarrassing to let them know, to let the world know that with all the effort I have put in doing this work, the Navy have just promoted me once, which was from 2007 to 2011. Apart from that, the Navy have never promoted me. You can see how shameful, how embarrassing it is. But I will still have to go further. My name is William Okebiokwama. I joined the Nigerian Navy 2007. But it will surprise you to know that since 2007, I was only promoted once from 2007 to 2011. And that was the only time the Nigerian Navy have promoted me. I have tried all means to resolve this issue, but yet, whatever means I tried, I've gone to all the offices, but because my name is Williams, I don't know if because I don't speak the language they want me to speak, or because I am not from a particular faith, they denied me all the help, required help I needed. I joined the Navy 2007. Along the line, I joined in the Special Forces 2014. Since 2014, I have been operating within the North. I have been operating within the North, fighting bandits, fighting Boko Haram, fighting all sorts of criminals for more than 12 years. I never complained. Since I joined the Special Force 2014 till date, I have been within the North. I have been within the North fighting. But it is so unfortunate that as I speak with us right now, I will tell us that the
Apologies. Let me check what happened to that.
Nigerian Navy have never promoted me, if not once. You can see how frustrating it is that even after giving all your efforts, the service still frustrates you. The system still deny you your promotions. The system still deny you your promotion. Along the line of service, I was opportune to be granted gallantry promotion. I was given gallantry promotion by the then Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, General Muhammadu Buhari. But I will tell you that I was given a gallantry promotion, which means a step ahead. The Navy never paid me for it. I was never paid for my gallantry promotion. I keep complaining about it. I keep going to office, laying complaint, even if all my time I've been in the North. I was never demoralized. I was still going to all kinds of operations while I'm still complaining to resolve the issue. But yet the issue have refused to be resolved. On operational line, I had an issue which I was demoted. The rank which I was given gallantrily, which they are not even paying me for it, the rank I was demoted was taken away. The rank was removed. So
Okay, so just to explain that, just so we understand that, the rank wouldn't give them the more than like double promotion maybe say they give them because of a good performance within that 2007 and 2011. We've been first 3 years or so, we've been saying enter work, then come out and then demote, and that is then come out that promotion wouldn't give them. I hope you understand that.
I have to stay for 3 years for them to restore back the rank. Instead of restoring back the rank, I was demoted again. I was demoted again from the service. I was surprised to see. I said, no, this is wrong. You're supposed to give me back the rank according to the tradition after 3 years. Why demoting me again from the service, from my rank? I complained. I have gone to all the offices I should, but yet nothing has been done about it. As if that is not enough, while I am complaining, it will surprise you that for about close to a year now, they slashed my salary again. Whenever I've been paid, the Navy will short pay me. I don't know why all these frustrations are coming. They give me the signs that it's time for me to leave the job. It's time for me to quit. But because I know the military is a selfless service, it's a service for humanity, and I feel this is the only place I could render my service to humanity. But the extent at which the service is frustrating me, they've given me all the signs that it's time for me to quit. It's time for me to leave the job. So I am pleading with the Nigerian Navy, I'm pleading with the Chief of Naval Staff, I'm pleading with the Minister of Defense, I'm pleading with the Chief of Defense Staff to please, with their kind permission, to hasten my retirement, because with the extent the service is frustrating me, I might one day do something on the contrary that they will use it as an excuse to dismiss me from the job. They might use it as an have to please, with their kind permission, to hasten my retirement, because with the extent the service is frustrating me, I might one day do something on the contrary that they will use it as an excuse to dismiss me from the job. They might use it as an excuse to dismiss me. So in avoidance of that, I am pleading with them to please help to hasten my retirement so that I will leave the job honorably. I know I have nothing to fall back on, but as I said earlier, I am an Ijaw, though I'm in minority tribes. Our waters might be polluted, but even though the water have been polluted, I will still go back to fishing so that I can take care of my family. But before then, I will let the Minister of Defense, the Chief of Defense Staff, the Chief of Naval Staff, to be aware that there are a lot of soldiers willing to serve to do the job diligently. There are a lot of soldiers who are ready to put in all their best. I've received bullets, I've been shot right in this service, but yet it never demoralized me. But the service keeps frustrating me. There are a lot of us who are ready to do the job, but one way or the other, the service will frustrate you to the extent that you have to either desert or do something on the contrary that they will capitalize on it to dismiss you. So I don't want to fall a victim of such, and that is why I am pleading that the service should please. 19 years in the service is not a joke. How can I be serving the country for 19 years and the only time I was promoted is once? And it's not enough. You are still deducting my salary. You're still slashing my salary. You're still slashing my salary monthly. I have been complaining, but nothing is being done about it. So I'm pleading with the service to please. There are still other places I can go and render humanity. I know the work is a selfless service, and the Navy have proven in all ramifications that my service is no longer required. They should not keep me and wait for when I will do something on the contrary so that they will capitalize on it. I am begging the service to please hasten my retirement so that I can go home and take care of my family. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
This is sad.
Thank you very much, the Chief of Naval Staff. Thank you very much, the Minister of Defense. Thank you very much, the Chief of Defense Staff. I'm hoping my message gets to you, so you hasten my retirement with much respect, much regards. Thank you.
This is so sad. Now, these are people where you say they are at the front line of handling issues we get to do with our country. Now, then they treat like this. Talk less of you and I. So for those of you where you say that, bro, they think say now, and you know the worst thing that would happen. And I do pray that this doesn't happen, because most people who have come out to complain like this, the next thing we will see is say they lock them up, put them for guard room, can't suffer them for months. Some of them if you not survive the suffer, we don't go suffer them. And then from there, can't sack them. So even retire, you know, go feel retire again, they will not sack him. He will not lose everything. So no retirement benefits, no nothing. That's so. I do pray, honestly, that this will not be the lot of this man. That they will not lock him up and retire him by force and say, you know, you embarrass the commission, you're not supposed to speak. I beg, those of us away there abroad there, if on our army officers, them no feel well, or security agents no feel okay with the things where they say their superiors they do, if they complain like this on social media, now what do they do them? They sack them, because I want to know if it's a standard of operation for all security agencies for the world, or Nigerian situation just be a bit too unique. Because we'll see what happened to Soldier Boy. We'll see what happened to the other young man. Soldier Boy on only 3 months in there. The other young guy is still there detention till now. I played this video several times here. For more than 7 months, or so, for speaking up. For speaking up. Instead, till now, they lock him up. He's still there till now. He's yet to be released. So for this guy to even come out, come talk this one is a risk on its own. And we do pray and hope that, and you see, we pray saying even they no go arrest him, or one thing on the other no go do. So it is the level of oppression, as in anybody will be say get power, the way be say they use oppress each other for inside this country. The oppression is too much. It can't be like say our power only to use them against each other. Now what they do? No need to use our power against each other. Now what they do? The prices of things that are astronomically high. I told you guys about parking space in airports in Nigeria. Okay, see that message.
Yes, I'll follow you there because please, this is a cash point. I tell MM2. I came in here around 8 in the morning. Look at the queue here. They are just taking money from people. From 8 o'clock to 10, they are charging me 11,500. Look at this is the first floor. Car park, MM2. Look at their cash points. Charging people, stealing from people. 30 minutes they will collect 3,500. 1 minute they will collect 5,000. Please, the government should look into this. Government should look into this. This is too crazy. It is too crazy. The money they want to collect from me, I don't know even if I have up to 11,500. Please, register it. The company. This is too bad. This is too bad. Stealing from people. 1 minute 3,500. 1 minute 5,000. 1 minute 3,500. 1 minute 5,000. All the bloggers in Nigeria. Lagos State government. Lagos State government. Listen, Lagos State government should take. They are killing people here, stealing from people. They are killing people here, stealing from people in the car park. MM2. They are car park. Look at people shouting, people crying.
Well, when I don't see him, they see him. I told you I went to drop someone at the airport. I spent less than an hour and I paid 3,500. So apparently she spends around 3 hours or 4 hours or thereabout, and 11,000 naira. And remember, that payment is concessions. That's people where they collect the money is concessioned. Whoever is handling that money, I do not know. I don't know how, and the accountability and the agreement. So if you say who they handle that money gets with Nigerian government. This is what we face in Nigeria. This is what we face. And the agency or government we supposed to be accountable to us. See what they carry our money. See what they do. The City Boy movement advert we BCD for inside on for Canada. Where people they talk say, how do you put a billboard about City Boy movement for Canada? Well, people don't return the favor for them. Carry the banner of stop genocide in Nigeria. Put for somewhere. Yeah. Okay, so you don't see him. All right. So for inside New York City here, the Nadia 9 on a get those of on our way there Bodo Ibo America. And I don't see this billboard, and a sponsor and one they do like this now. Because we put one small one for inside Canada on a condo return match for inside US. Why are you people like this now? Now I do this work. Well, people say this one don't lead, this one don't come be like seeing an international embarrassment as Nigeria matter don't go far like this. However, whilst I continue to tell on this to read make I say it did order to read the way BC I actually get to gist on shabali. I don't tell them about the deaths where BC happen and attack where BC happen for inside Benue State and other places where don't lead to different people dying. Now, there is something that someone said that I like us to pay attention to. I've been looking, I mean, he was the one who said that thing he said the day before yesterday. I think it was on Saturday. I brought up that issue that he said the problem of Nigeria is XYZ. Say, okay, not be him, another person. But let's take a listen to what he said. So, Oga Adeniyi Adebisi, an elder statesman for inside former airline executive, you don't allege that the Nigerian, okay, he was the one who talked about prayers, that said yesterday when I talked about it, that we cannot solve Nigerian problem with prayers. He was the one who talked about it, yes. So he said that the Nigerian government had in the past sponsored large churches, that is churches where you get big numbers, as part of efforts aimed at countering rising jihadist influence. Did you hear that? Okay. They sponsor churches to stop rising, to counter efforts on rising the propaganda, more like on rising jihadist influence. Now, he was speaking in a circulated online video or podcast, and they basically claimed that the policy approach was not necessarily recent, but part of earlier state strategy. So, no betinable thing. So, a part of earlier state strategy to manage religious influence within the country's complex security and political environment. According to him, the idea was tied to attempt to strengthen dominant religious institutions as a counterweight to extremist narratives and growing jihadist activity in some regions. So he further suggests that the state's engagement with major religious organizations, particularly large churches, was viewed as a tool for social stability and influence, especially during periods when extremist violence and ideological recruitment were intensifying in parts of Nigeria. So he said, I'll tell you, all these big churches have been in Nigeria, call them any name, I won't mention by myself. At a point, they were funded by government just to make sure that the influence of the jihadists were counterbalanced. Who will balance that? There is another one I will not mention. I am talking mid-80s, from 1980 to mid-80s, all the biblical churches, they sprung up that period. I want you to challenge me. Go do your research. Between 1980 and 1985, and a little bit beyond that, they were deliberately boosted by government influence so that they would not fall for the strength and the desperation that was coming from the jihadists. Because after independence, the jihadists wanted to start from where they left off around the end of the 19th century. Do you think the statement he made is anything to go by? Do you agree with him? Okay. Now, speaking about that, I saw this beautiful report from Daily Trust Television about how they spend their money for inside Nigeria, and I thought to call your attention to it. I may not play the audio for this conversation because of copyright issues. So here an exclusive report by Daily Trust about over 22 billion naira spent on travel, ESTA codes, air tickets by Nigerian government. Now, not be government officials, that is, not be presidency. No, not be presidency. Okay, sorry. So, not be presidency at all. We're talking about ministries, departments, and agencies. That's not the amount of money we be said and spend. Just look through it again, and I would show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so going through the figures very quickly, and let's attend to something very quickly. Over 22 billion naira between, I think, 2000 and between 2023 till date, 9 agencies, departments, and and ministries, department, and agencies don't spend for air tickets to travel and ESTA code. Now, is an ESTA code, air ticket, and official trips abroad, not in Nigeria. And many will want to know what will be the result of all these official trips and what will the thing don't give our economy. Now, let's look at the figures where we see them published right inside this report where they make. The Daily Trust now get the reports. They said that, but not funding, looking at the conversation, they said, let's see. All right, let me see that so that to be clear. They said, yeah, I'm trying to get that. Yeah, not funding suggests that not all ministries and agencies rather were involved in this, but just a few of them were involved in this, and all of them joined together spent about 22 billion. Now, an analysis of the federal payments records, the revenue of the ministries and departments and agencies, MDAs, spent over 22 billion naira in travel related expenses between 2023 and 2026. And you can see the breakdown of the amount we visited and spent. And for us to spend this kind of money, we want to say, is this the same country that we said that does not have money? Because if in a country we don't get money, how do we have all of this money to spend? At this time, when we say we're supposed to do palliative measures and, supposed to live under austerity measures because the money no day. So what will get the money? Now, they track the funding through, of course, the government spending site, they call GovSpend. And there you see the expenses where you see some agencies make for inside Nigeria. So according to GovSpend, they said, of course, a platform that tracks government expenditures. Yeah. So they said, ESTA codes in travel allowances paid to public officials for expenses incurred on foreign trips. On foreign trips alone. It typically covers accommodation, feeding, and of course, logistics outside of Nigeria. So now we're going to spend this money for 22.6 billion naira at a time when EBC was supposed to manage funds. Now, however, 2024, now EBC account for most of the money where EBC will spend, because for 2024 alone, Nigeria spent 14.65 billion naira. Now, 15.65 billion naira for travel, for agencies. When they talk about Tinubu and Shetima, when they talk about Soroko, we say agencies, more like what you call civil servants traveling abroad. I want you to understand that. So we have this kind of amount of money spent. 2014 alone, that is the first year where President Tinubu sit down for inside office. 15.67 billion, not million, billion naira was what we spent. That is making 2/3 of the entire 22 billion naira or 22.6 billion naira. What would they talk about? And of course, you see the expenses there at 3.4 billion naira in 2025, and then you see the other spending. So that's how they spend the money. And there are agencies that were top spenders for inside this money. And you're the one that say, how much did we see those agencies we spend this money then don't bring into Nigeria? Offices of the Accountant General of the Federation spend a total of 4.15 billion naira so far. Federal Ministry of Sports spend a total of 3.56 billion naira so far. National Agency for Science and Engineering spend 1.6 billion naira so far. The Federal Ministry of Finance spend 1.04 billion naira so far. And you could go on and on and on. And then we have 802 billion for this other ministry. So this is not the amount. But it's not like this would have been a problem if EB say we bring our money. People they talk, say this money for don't reach to subsidize one thing or the other for Nigerians to use and enjoy. At a time when EB say Nigerians go through a lot. Because they say beyond the figures, troubling patterns emerged multiple cases of double payments. So some of these payments were paid more than 3-4 times. That is where the problem is, where the fraud day. So the same payments they pay, and they, not be me write the report, see on a Daily Trust. That's what they use presenter. Police formation records, EDCM, payment of 3 times with identical details. The same payments with identical details. Well, this is Nigeria, many will say. So, when we talk about these things, it's not because we just love to criticize our country. It's because we're picking loopholes. The thing is that the person in power may not even know that all of these things will be happening. Who the power no see people they thief money like this. So now make a talk say corruption and waiting to say we will take our time to wipe out from inside this country. It is endemic. It is inside the fabric. You never want to hear of civil service. Oh no. Civil servants. They never tell you. Natasha Akpoti will not tell you. Not be civil servants will be the clerk of the waiting they call a committee which they we should be chair before. Where tell us say the money will the budget we then give them for the months. If we didn't use it now, let's share it. That is the standard to share proceeds and money where use do anything we remain. Make on a share them. That's the only way we survive. You share at the expense of the entire night. Meanwhile, people they struggle, they suffer. But it's easy for us to just say, let's share money. That's not the kind of thing we be say what they do for Nigeria. She was even shocked. Her inability to share herself follow for waiting put her for inside trouble. She said it herself. I didn't say that. So you can see a situation where some of these monies were paid 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Repeated number of times. That's how they paid these monies. So the problem was not in the spending itself. It was in the way the spending was done. And the fact that there might have been corruption in the spending because most of these payments were done like 2, 3 times. 2, 3 times. So which way, Nigeria? How do we continue like this? How do we continue like this? Nigerians phone lines are open. Please jump in on the conversation. 0817-029-4077. That is the number to call. Let's have you join the conversation. Or you click on the link on the pinned post and it's to bring you straight into the studio to join the conversation. That link will just bring you straight into the studio to join the conversation. Let me quickly highlight the link so you see it. Or you just call the WhatsApp number 0817-028-4077. That's the number to call to join the conversation. So it's really very disgraceful and embarrassing, the kind of things we see they happen for inside our country, Nigeria. And all of us, they call on say, I beg, we need things to be done better. Because see people complaining that social media users are complaining and criticizing national honors, the system of, former President Muhammadu Buhari and this present president. How do you give a Bashir Ahmed OON title? A Bayononoga title, but you do not give former astronomist Professor P.N. Okeke. P.N. Okeke, well, everybody will study chemistry that year using book. P.N. Okeke, someone like that is not worthy. Is not worthy of a national honor. Why? Why somebody like P.N. Okeke no they worthy of a national honor? A foremost physicist. Where everybody believe in work. You don't get person where go school that year, we do physics, so be saying no be P.N. Okeke book we use. And we cannot give that kind of person. So now waiting Nigerian citizens they talk, say you see him. And people come they talk, say, well, PDP just they APC just they vex for waiting and talk, say be waiting Oga Sheyi Makinde talk, say, oh, in the threatening the country, see operation, wait here, start from Ibadan and all that. People they talk, say, why are they rattled? The only statement he made was that if they plan to rig the election, say they go resist the election, may they remember, say, that kind of protest, that kind of uprising, it starts for inside Ibadan. So what is wrong with what he said? Now, in the midst of all of this drama where they go on, Nigerians, they face their own battle for inside, other parts of the world. As it is, South Africans, see they do what they do against Nigerians. While other people, they talk, say, well, South Africa has the right to even tell people to sit up and do the right thing that they want to do. But here in the South African group, the big group, the way we say they do this thing for South Africa, gather together, go meet foreign nationals, some Chinese, Malaysia, all those people then. They tell them, say, they don't want them to employ blacks we know from South Africa again. And the question is, where the real South Africans they when employment they go to all of these people? That's not the question. Make you take a listen to this video making the round earlier today.
Able to hire South Africans because of these reasons.
Wait, so what you're basically saying is if two shops don't comply, we all suffer.
Yes.
And that's why.
That's why we said everything is on, because we've been speaking with the management.
Okay. So basically what he's saying is that no give anybody, any black going to be South African work. And then their president, of course, also spoke about it. Let's see what the president had to say because he addressed the situation. Lots of people don't talk, say, did he really address the situation or he addressed it without addressing it? People were impressed with the fact that he had to remind them that a lot of African countries contributed immensely to their freedom or to them gaining independence, and they should not take those countries for granted. Let's keep listening to Ramaphosa.
We should never allow the legitimate concerns of our communities about illegal migration to breed prejudice and hatred towards our fellow Africans. We should not allow that to happen. Yes, we all have concerns, as many other countries in the world have concerns about undocumented and illegal migrants. We must not allow these concerns to give rise to xenophobia, to give rise to hatred that is directed towards people from other African countries or any parts of the world. We are South Africans. We cannot be driven by hatred towards others. Others gave us compassion. They gave us support. And we cannot be driven by hatred towards them. Instead, we must insist that the law of our country be upheld and enforced. That is why we are clamping down on illegal migration and on businesses that flout the law by hiring undocumented persons at the expense of our citizens. I spoke about this during the State of the Nation address. We are actively rooting out corruption in our immigration system. We know that a number of people who have come in illegally into our country were allowed by some, not all, officials who have had corrupt tendencies. We will not allow people to take the law into their own hands. We extend hospitality to those who are guests in our country with the expectation that generosity is honored with respect for our society and its laws. And we say to those who are here legally, respect us as South Africans, respect our laws, respect our conventions.
All right, so there you go. That's now the way we see the South African president address the situation. Now, most South Africans, they angry, say part of what leads all of this issue now because of the drug-related issues, we be say some foreigners, they do or drug activities, what did they do? And of course, nobody supports that. But that drug activity also follow for waiting make it be say some of your citizens will go into a shop owned by a foreigner and you go begin loot the shop and tell them to go. You go mean say you go see a citizen, beat and make you go home. You go see a pregnant person when not be your citizen, then you go tell and say you no go fit access medical care. It means say you go the harass person will be saying they documented, holding paper, so they tell and say make him go back to his country. Where the person he never notice, he never see say he did do anything illegal. Come on. Well, Olumide, you're welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Good evening and welcome.
Thank you, Precious.
How are you?
Thank you for all you're doing. Thank you for having me today.
Thank you.
I appreciate all you do.
Thank you.
And so it's a lot that you're talking about today, and unfortunately, the issue in South Africa, if I start from let me start from the South African issue. It's a lot of factors. It's multiple factors. It's not just one factor driving the whole issue and the otherwise the xenophobia going on in South Africa. And I think they have to resolve. It all boils down to what is going on. I mean, all over Africa, we have to resolve our internal politics, the way we do our politics, and it's not just paying lip service. Speaking to what Ramaphosa is saying, what he's saying is partly the truth and partly paying lip service, in the sense that they are not bettering the lot of the Black South Africans. They are not economically empowered, so they are only taking their how do I put it now? So whatever they are going through, they are suffering in terms of economic disenfranchisement. They are taking
But
it
who
out on immigrants.
disenfranchised them? That's the question. Who
That's why I'm
disenfranchised?
saying that they are paying lip service. You know, it has to do with the local politics. They are stealing. It's a corruption. They're stealing money that should go to.
First of all, over 70% of land in South Africa are owned by whites. Why are they not facing the whites?
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying that even so that aside, the local politics aside, that aside, you know, the little resources that is left that should be distributed equitably, even among the indigents, the locals, the blacks. They are stealing it among themselves. If you do a thorough investigation, you will find that it's corruption. Even Ramaphosa himself, I've read so many pieces about Ramaphosa and how he got rich and how he, you know, the ANC, when they captured power, the cliches, you know, it is what is going on back home. What you will hear cliches within the Tinubu clique. Oh, he fought for democracy. He fought the military. Were you there when he fought the military? Were you there when he risked his life? Does that then give him room or levity to then start stealing the resources? When you now get the opportunity to be in power, to govern the people's resources, because you fought the military, because you ran away for your life, because you stood for democracy, you know, does that then give you levity to start stealing resources when you get to power? See, that is what has bedeviled almost all the African nations. When the privileged few who the people who are saddled with managing the people's resources get there, instead of doing it honestly with integrity and laying a good example, they want to enrich themselves, they want to enrich their families, they want to enrich their cronies. So that's what for now, which brings me which I'm not going to settle all the way back home. If we don't settle that problem, you will continue to have that xenophobic attack against the locals. You understand? Because I will tell you what the only difference when we are abroad, with those of us that are abroad in the various countries in Europe, in US, in Canada, in UK, the only reason why we are not facing the kind of backlash they are facing in South Africa is because they have good social assistance programs that the local folks can go to access. They have good social amenities. They have good social support programs. You understand? Otherwise, those of us who are here will be facing backlash because we do face subtle discrimination. You understand? From the locals. Why are you here? I mean, why don't you stay back in your place? We ignore. Some of us ignore it, and so there are some of us abroad that will will lay credence to what I'm saying. You understand? Quietly, we do face it. You understand? It's not that we don't face it, but we know that there's a rule of law here too. You understand? They uphold the rule of law, and if you're discriminated against in your place of work or in the society, you can call the police and then you can there's rule of law. You understand? It's not that we don't face it too, but and then the social assistance and so which brings me all the way back to our own home country. You see, part of the problem we face is can who in his honest mind can 75,000 naira per month take care of?
You know, so responding to that question, I have a problem with it.
And then to finish it before you ask questions, I tell somebody, a man with a wife with at least 2 children, we know in Nigeria it can be 3 or 4. You tell a man with 2 kids and a wife earning 75,000 naira a month to not collect bribe or to not do anything illegal to make up to take care of the family.
Shebi, I had said it
be honest with us. Let's be honest. I'm not supporting it.
I said it before that insufficiency is the biggest reason why we have
We have set ourselves for failure. We have set the country up for failure. You know. So that's the problem where we need to be honest with ourselves. We have set the country up for failure.
I agree with you. And I mean, I've said this over and over again. It's to top this up, the fact that, oh, the minimum wage is only 75,000 naira, or 70,000 naira, as it were. Remember that even before that 70,000, it took almost how many months? It was from Tinubu's emergence to the next year. It took months for them to even give that 70,000 naira. I don't know whether you understand me.
I understand. So
allowances does not take that much. But another shocker is that even before and after these their allowances or these new salaries, almost every service by government agencies, parastatals, and everything has increased. Almost everything. So how do you go increasing services by government over 200, 100, 300, 400%, but they increase salary by the percentage you increased it? Does it really add up? Does it make sense?
It doesn't make sense, because we need to sit down.
The calculation, though. Maybe I didn't know pass. So
we need to sit down and be honest with ourselves and tell ourselves the truth. See, this 75,000 naira they are paying. See, the way things work here abroad, there's a minimum wage. We have a minimum wage, where that minimum wage per hour will vary from locality to locality, jurisdiction to jurisdiction, like from state to state. But that minimum wage, at least if you work 40 hours in a week, you will be able to pay, at least afford rent. At least there's a minimum level of rent that you can afford with that minimum wage. You understand? There's a minimum amount of grocery.
There is nowhere in Nigeria right now you can even cope with house rent of 75,000 naira.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That see,
in Nigeria,
that's 75,000.
Mind you, not all the states are paying the 75,000. So
that 75,000 that they are paying is what they should be paying as social assistance. There's social assistance that they pay in this part of the world. You understand? That they pay to support people who don't have work, who can't work. You know, that 75,000 can be social assistance, but it cannot be money that you want to pay somebody that is earning a living wage, that is working as either an artisan or a professional. You understand? You can't tell somebody to live on that money. We need to begin to restructure our society, not just in terms of our constitution, but in terms of economics, finances, and be honest with ourselves. Because you can't tell somebody who is even a single person to live on 75,000 naira per month. You can't. That's why we need to sit down and restructure a lot of things in our country when we fashion our constitution. Because back then, that's why I will always go back to the regional system. Back then, even the Southwest as a region, they weren't only just paying workers comfortably. They were paying the highest salary per month at that time. And they were even borrowing other regions money. They were loaning. Awolowo was loaning other regions. They were subsidizing other regions like the North, like some other parts of the country. So that's why if they had allowed the country to kind of progress in the way that it should have progressed, maybe today, who knows, maybe the North would have even been the highest revenue generating region in the country. It could have been technology, it could have been through education, it could have been South with their oil, with their, and they would allow things to play out naturally. But now today, people, they don't even want to sit down and talk about fiscal federalism. Through fiscal federalism, do not will say lie, we no go agree because they will be afraid. You understand? So there's a lot of things that we need to.
Now. And if we want to talk about that, how long will we keep shying away from that? How long?
That's the fundamental problems that we have.
I don't even understand how we do something. Well, it's like madness. You do same thing, same way every year, running around the same circle. You're not getting results. You're still maintaining that. It doesn't make sense. Should we not call ourselves, or should the leaders not understand that there is need for us to rethink, our modus operandi and do something differently, and understand that there is need for us to just change our approach to the way we handle things?
It's part of the fundamental problems of our country, when we say the constitution, it's not just about the law. There are so many fundamental issues that we have to, the fiscal, and that is why somebody like Tinubu is using Koni way, trying to use the tax, to kind of redress the issue, and the tax issue to say, but it's not addressing issues the way it should truly address it. It's just using Koni way to say, okay, let's use tax. You understand? But you can see that the people who are really fighting and pushing back against that tax regime is the northern part of the country.
Can I blow your mind? Can I blow your mind? I want to tell you that I am almost sure that the North will not pay that tax and nothing will happen. Let me give you a practical example. Do you know that this band A, B, C, D that we're paying in the South, they are not paying that much as we're paying in band A and C and B? Do you know?
See, if you look at
they pay like this way, the band A, they create people they shout. They pay like that too.
I agree with you.
I
totally agree with you that
at least I have spoken. I think you heard somebody say it once upon a time on my show here. They're not paying that much.
Yeah, if you look at the breakdown, if you look at the breakdown of the PHCN electricity bill, you will see that the majority of that bill comes from the South. If we do a statistical breakdown, you understand?
But when it comes to consideration for offices and entitlements and other things, we consider the North first, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, that is a conundrum we find ourselves in. If we don't sit down and discuss this issue holistically, honestly, you understand, we will continue to have this problem. We will continue to have, and even with Obi, that's what I'm saying, even with Obi coming in, and I mean, if he wins the election free and fair, let the country allow him govern the country. It would even bring healing to the country, especially
he will be allowed to govern.
Especially with the Southeast being felt left out, it will bring healing.
Are you even sure that Obi's emergence will make any substantial difference? That's another problem.
It is how he handles it. You understand? Every opportunity, I said every leader.
Say powers that be when they degree them work.
I believe that every leader that emerges, they have an opportunity. That's why I'm so upset with Obasanjo. Obasanjo is I'm an Abeokuta person. I'm so upset with Obasanjo that he had an opportunity to lay a foundation for the country in 1999 to reset the country, but he lost.
I share your sentiment. I've always, for the why we are today in this country, I blame Obasanjo for it. Because 1999 was a good reset for Nigeria. And he had all the opportunity in the world to set the right precedents, but he didn't do that. From the constitution we have that we say it's not working, to the method, to everything, to even the ideology that we hear that is what is causing problem. He had the right to set the record at that time, but he did not do that. And it is not, maybe that's why he's struggling to ensure that he does the right thing now. But it's unfortunate because when you see that this constitution is not balanced, you understand, you had the right to say that, no, at that time you could. I know that he had a few issues with the National Assembly at that time, but let it be that he made a move and it didn't work. There are lots of things.
That's right.
In government, in governance and all of that, he laid the roadmap to what we're seeing now. If we did not see all of that from him, there is no way it could happen.
Well, I mean, that's I agree with you, and that's why I also am hoping that somebody like Obi-Kwankwaso, who is from the North, will see this opportunity as being vice president to Peter Obi as a learning opportunity in 2023. If eventually that presidency, that two partnership comes to fruition in 2027, yes, and it works out, that the North should see the North they need to start thinking differently, that they can't keep thinking the way they are thinking now and expect progress to happen. If they keep behaving this way, in 2,000 years, they will never make any progress.
All right, thank you. Let me bring a comparable factor in, and having joined the conversation.
Sure.
Hello, good evening and welcome. Mr. Comparable Factor, welcome. Your network. So sorry. I think his network is booting him in and out. So you can go ahead if you have something else to say.
So they should see this as an opportunity, a learning opportunity for real progress to be made. See, tomorrow, whatever the South is agitating for today, whatever the South is agitating for today, whatever any part of the country is agitating for today, is it fair? You understand? That is what we should think about. And we shouldn't see it as though, that tomorrow the North cannot be a resource hub of the country tomorrow.
But
I mean, they can be a resource hub. Who knows what?
See their vast arable land. The vast arable land alone is huge economy.
Who knows what amount of immense resources is lying underneath that place? You understand? The way other parts of the country have been treated, if those resources are founded tomorrow, will they want to be treated that way? Let's be fair.
All right.
You understand?
Thank you. Mr. OBC, you just joined the conversation. Good evening and welcome. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Precious. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Thank you. Welcome, sir.
And thank you. And the one that is preceding me.
Lumide.
Okay, Lumide. Good to hear from you, and thank you for your contributions. Well, I know it looks like it's a random pick today, right?
Not just a random pick. I mean, Peter Obi had a meeting with Jonathan today. There are a couple of things we discussed. So Peter Obi had a meeting with Jonathan today, and people are mounting pressure on Atiku Abubakar to step down for Peter Obi and Kwankwaso tickets. And some experts are saying that if Atiku goes ahead to clinch the ADC ticket, then it would be a total destruction of the ADC, just like the PDP died.
Of course, yes. But to me, to be honest with you, it looks like Peter Obi is just hopping from one mode to another. Right now, I don't think he actually knows where he wants to pitch his tent because of the frustration of Atiku Abubakar. I know that if he had remained in Labour, probably the problem would still be there.
Not but probably. I think the problem has not left Labour. It's still there. Don't worry about it.
It's still not left Labour yet?
No. Because Abure is still saying that they will go to court. They will not accept the court judgment. So it's still a back and forth with Labour.
But I don't even know what Abure wants because Labour is dead. And he knows that. So I'm thinking, I don't know. But I'm thinking if Obi can, since he's aligned with Kwankwaso, okay? If they can go to a fresh political party that has nothing on the burner on them against them by the government, probably the NDC, I think by this guy, by the Bayelsa governor, Abi, or the senator. If he can go to NDC with Kwankwaso, because everybody supporting Obi don't care where he goes to. Everywhere he goes to, they will follow him. But the only thing is hopping from one, and because of the benchmark the INEC has given to opposition to put their house in order, who knows how it's going to affect him. And all these things are perfectly orchestrated by the ruling party so that they will frustrate him. And because I don't know what Atiku wants, he frustrated the last one in 2019, never gave Obi chance. But if they go to free and fair primary, I'm sure Obi will sweep the primaries. But Atiku has not come forward to say, this is how I want the primary to be done. That he has not committed to free and fair primaries. And that is, Obi is in limbo, if you want me to, if I judge, but that notwithstanding, let him keep trying, I wish him all the best, and I pray that God will guide him to make the right choice, and of course, to frustrate his enemies in making the right choice as well. But other than that, why did he say
frustrate enemies, kwa?
Before, uncle, if for you to make headway, don't you think that God has to frustrate your enemies? Because enemies are principalities. That's what we don't. Enemies are principalities. Okay, God could not do much, even as in the days of the apostles. God could not do much until at one time Herod had to give way. On the other time, one other king has to give way before God manifested his power on who he wanted to use. So, enemies, Shebina, you say government is next to God. So, enemies are principalities and powers. Whosoever is in that Asorok, they are principality and power. And except something happens, something extraordinary happens, Obi, I'm sorry, but Obi might not, but I pray for him. I'm praying that he gets his acts together and God guides him. Other than that, the tax thing, the other day we were talking about tax. You see, it is good to pay tax. But when you're paying tax and the people you are paying tax to, who are the custodian of the tax we pay, to use the money and direct it to places where it is needed, and they steal it. I don't know how you want to encourage people to be paying tax. As we were saying the other day, at least in this country, there is what they call tax return. It's like the money you are giving to government.
We're a developing nation. We've not grown like that to get tax return on.
But I think Kenya does it. I had Kenya the other day. I think Kenya does tax return too. But what does it take to learn? How long shall we continue to be a developing nation? What we don't know, can't we go? Okay, you're a developing nation. Where are you going? Why are you bringing Turkey to have a base? So why can't we, even if we have to contract external body to help guide our people? Okay, even this National Assembly, there is nothing wrong in Nigeria co-opting or having a sister National Assembly in any other developed country. It doesn't have to be America. It doesn't have to be UK. You can go to India and say, how do you function your National Assembly? There can be that exchange. Okay, when you elect new people, let them go. Take a handful of them, let them go and learn how this thing is done, how bill is passed, how the National Assembly fights with the president. Because there will not be a robust democracy if you have a stamp National Assembly, a robust stamp National Assembly. Whatever the president brings, they pass it. It won't be robust. It will be a robust National Assembly of democracy when the National Assembly will, even if it is your own, even in this country, Donald Trump's party, there are times they also oppose him. A few members in his party will also oppose him. So, but we have a democracy where nobody opposes anybody except the opposition.
It's called the winner takes it all in Nigeria. What is the statement that you want to contribute? Please go ahead, join the follow the link on the pin post and come into the studio. Go ahead, sir.
So in if Nigeria, it's winner
takes it all,
then it's not democracy.
And when the winner takes it all, he almost is in charge of both legislature and judiciary and everything. It's sad, but that's the way.
My own thing is, let Nigeria go and learn how to govern a nation. The presidency is not supposed to have access to money. Okay, there should be, just like we were saying the other day, there should be independent bodies whose responsibility it is to manage the affairs of the country, independent of the president, of whosoever is there. So that, like, government is giving loan. It is not the business of the government to give loan to students. It is not. It is not at all. In this, at least I speak with where I am, all right? In this country, there are bodies that are set up that give students loan, so that if you merit it, and then universities give scholarship. Why are our universities not giving scholarship? In this country, all you needed is let your child be brilliant. He or she can go to school for free. I'm sure you do see some news when you will see a child who has admission from up to 10 top universities. It is now on him or her to choose where to go. 100% scholarship. The parents are not going to pay nothing, because there are no no institutions like that. And then our wealthy men, the same thing goes to the healthcare. See the lady that was crying just because of 15,000 naira. Somebody died because of 15,000. Because our wealthy people do not contribute to all these causes. In this country, it's not as if it is government that does everything. No. In this city where I am, there is they call it category 1 is category A hospital. Okay, that is the best. It's not really the best, but that is category A hospital. Anywhere in this state where there is either gunshot or anything, helicopter will ferry them to this hospital. About a few years ago, early in the year when we came to this country, it was about to go under. It was about to go bankrupt. But somebody put money towards it. And then they went and it was a Nigerian guy. They went and brought from California to come back. It was that Nigerian guy that rescued this hospital. It's called Grady Hospital. Okay? It was this Nigerian guy that rescued it from bankruptcy. And then wealthy people put money into the hospital. Poor people go there. That's where people who don't have insurance go and have health care. So our wealthy people are not putting money. Instead of them to put money into university, they will go and build their own. No. You can go to a university. A wealthy man can go to University of Lagos, build one building there, let them name it after you. Then you put money. When poor people come, let them go to school for free. Huh?
That can never happen in Nigeria. I don't even understand what you think.
So why will it not?
When I was asked the question around fundings for media, if people can get independent, if media houses can get funds from individuals and other fund, how?
Why will it not happen? Why can't it happen?
Money. On that kind of thing out. The problem is that your country is where you are. You're in a place where charity is a thing, where most wealthy people, they more about charity, more about humanity. No, this part of the world don't they like that. This part of the world, the money where we get now to live for our unborn generation and loot more, so that our unborn generation go figure money. Then we oppress the poor. And we live large.
And that unborn generation, you don't know how they will fare after you're gone.
And most of them, when they die, their money, they cause problem between them and their children.
Yeah.
Between the children.
I saw, I don't know whether it's true or not, but I saw this, there was this guy that died in Asaba. They show his expanse of estates, bushy. Nobody is using it anymore. He died at 75. Nobody is using it. What's the essence of all those buildings? Maybe right now, I don't know. Warren Buffett is probably about the 10th richest man in the world. They said the house that he was living in 1964. That is where he is still today. So I don't know.
You don't get ambition, no, because by now, suppose when they live for house, they hang for air.
Right now he's in his 90s. What does he need all those things to do?
Unfortunately, that is not the way we reason in this part of the world. You must have enough.
And he has said that he's not gonna leave any money for his kids. He already set them up. When you have trained your child, put your child into a good school, bring them up into the first degree. Okay, maybe second, go and get masters. To get PhDs on them, let them go. You already set them up. As long as you have given your child good education, keeping money, having 1 million account, it is good to do all those things. But many times, when somebody has not, do I say struggle or worked hard to get something, they don't know the what. And that is why how many of our big people whose children are doing so good today? Because you keep all this money, at the end of the day, they don't know the what. they come aboard, they mess it up. But let's face Nigeria. For Nigeria to be okay, I'm not a proponent of oneness of Nigeria. But what will help us is if anybody coming, we'll have I keep saying it, the balls to say, this is how this country is going to be run. Start from your constitution. Let's talk about our constitution. I don't know why they should not go and revisit the National Assembly, the Constitutional Conference that Jonathan held before he left office. Why can they not go bring it back and say, let us look at this thing and implement what is on there? When Tinubu come to power, even before he came to power, Chief Emeka Anyoko gathered other elders, they call themselves patriots, to discuss on the way forward for Nigeria, how to, move forward as a nation. I don't know what is happening. I don't hear
that confab issue. It's not Tinubu's thing. It was actually. Did you not hear Shetima say that what's in the column say restructuring my foods? Buhari actually said that the confab reports belongs to the dustbin.
Yeah, I know.
So you should understand that
Tinubu that believed in restructuring when he was a governor. Tinubu that believed in that fought Obasanjo when he was a governor and restructuring. Why can't he do it?
Won't use Duam.
Huh?
Maybe in a second time he won't use Duam.
If he would do in second time, then he would have given us the signal. He would have given us the signal.
All right. All right. Hello, Hunt. You're welcome. Hunt, are you there? You're welcome.
Let me let others talk.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. Yes, Hunt, go ahead, please.
Let me thank you for your wonderful job. I'm a regular customer issue. I hope you do recognize me.
We can barely hear you, though. Your sound is a bit distorted, but just go ahead.
Oh, should I make a WhatsApp call?
No. Just go ahead. Go ahead. We can hear you. Go ahead.
Let me start with the South African one. You see, that is the share I always talk about the black people in particular. They're going to the foreigners as well, asking not to employ foreigners. You see that it is out of jealousy. It's not. It is not because the blacks are taking their job. It's just out of jealousy because those foreigners they are going to, the white foreigners they are going to ask not to employ foreigners. Does it make a sense? It doesn't make a sense. And everything still relies on the government. Just like I said, those people who went to those foreigners to ask them not to employ black people, what authority do they have to do that? Because as government call them or arrest them or charge them to court for this sort of thing.
No. So the body language of the government is almost as if that they are in support of what's going on.
Thank you. We should always see the thing the way it's coming. It is always the government. When government takes a decisive action on citizens, taking the laws into their hand. If you have anything, take it to the parliament. If government passes a law that you should employ foreigners, you stop employing foreigners. Even if they leave that job for them. South Africans are lazy people. I can see it in their face. They are lazy people.
Did you see pictures of what they were pointing out? Did you see pictures of what they are pointing out? Houses owned by Africans. See,
yes, I saw it. I saw it.
A black non-South
African. I saw it. It's out of jealousy.
Bro, that thing is everywhere. That thing is everywhere.
I agree with you. It's everywhere. I agree with you. It's everywhere.
Why are some Yorubas chasing Igbos or other private people from Lagos?
Are very right. You are very right.
It's like that everywhere.
Even in I agree with you.
Yeah.
Even in America, it's like that. Some Americans say, look at foreigners are driving big cars.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tribalism is in all of us.
That's why I keep on.
The only thing is,
that's why I always hold the government responsible.
I will blame people who go to another person's country and they want to show off. We have to be humble. Let me tell you one.
I wouldn't classify it. I wouldn't classify it as showing off. Like somebody living comfortable is not a crime. I live in Italy. Let me use myself as an example. I live in Italy.
Okay.
We drive 2 cars. My house has 2 cars. I live in a very good house. I have a very close Italian friend. Very close Italian friend. He came to my house once. Do you know what this Italian friend told me? That I don't deserve to live here. He said it jokingly.
For your own
And I
money,
laughed over it. I'm not telling you, like, he came to my house and said, this house, you don't, because I live in a very good house. Lucky me. It's not easy to give black people house in Italy. I'm not joking. It's everywhere.
I mean,
and I keep on telling
it's everywhere.
Hello, can you hear me?
Are you married to an
Hello?
Italian? Are you
Hello,
married
can
to
you
a
hear me?
white? I said, are
Hello,
you
Madam
married to a
Precious.
white?
I keep on telling Italians. I tell Italians the way they racist me, I like it. They always remind me that I have to go. The big unfortunate is that home is not good. Look, when people racist me, I don't feel bad. Even sometimes when they pay us our pay, because I do truck driver, you know what truck drivers say, earn good money here. Some of them, when they see our paycheck, tell us, you earn this kind of money, black people earn this kind of money, you know. So what I'm saying is that the government has to do something.
They will not do those jobs now. They're not going to do truck driving job for their country.
They will not do the job. I'm driving as I'm talking to you. I'm driving now. I do my job. I'm driving now. They won't do the job, but they'll still envy you. They feel,
because even in
you
this
know,
country,
when you are lazy,
like in America here, it is the natives that that they even like to drive trucks, because it gives a lot of money. It is like the whites, especially the whites, they would like to drive truck, because most of them, and the type of truck we have here is like a house. It has a bed. It has a bed inside.
The same thing, yeah. The truck is like a house.
Back of it.
Yeah, the same thing, yeah.
Most of
it's
them use it as their house. You know. So even here, if you even with Trump coming in, he wants to stop. If you don't have, of course, if you're not a citizen, you cannot be able to drive truck, because to just to get the license alone, you know what you go through. You know. So it is there. Let's
different. Let Africans take permit.
Yes, let us fix our country. If we fix our country, I mean, Nigerians, people that want to go home, like me, I want to go home. I want to go back home and stay. You know, let's fix our country. That is the best solution.
We have to fix our country. The jealousy is too much. It's too much. We have to fix our country. That is the solution to this problem.
But what do you think?
Fixing our country.
Especially in the wake of this election, where they come up now, where agitations don't do and all that, and people they talk, say president never perform. Seeing the way Nigerians are treated elsewhere and all that, what do you think would have been the best strategy that Tinubu would have put in place to ensure that people believe them, and people who don't jackpot, where they suffer, believe and say, if will come back, full and build this country? What do you think the president would have done better?
He cannot do anything better, because he doesn't have any good plan.
APC cannot do anything. Just APC should forget about APC. APC cannot.
He doesn't have any plan.
Right. He has no moral right to correct anything that's happening against Nigeria. Tinubu he has lost all moral rights. The president that is being accused by forgery, by so many crimes. What's the moral right? People don't understand. What moral right? He doesn't have any moral rights. Yes, but that's
was it not Daniel Buala that said,
why has American president
if you leave APC?
Let's kindly speak one at a time.
Okay.
What were you saying Daniel Buala said, Mr. Ovison?
Was it not Daniel Buala that said APC, if you give them, first of all, that if you join APC, your brain will reset, and he's true, because his own brain has reset. His own brain has reset to be defending indefensible. Then that even if you give APC 100, did he say 35 or 100 years, that they cannot do anything? Because this is a party, they don't do debate in Nigeria. In Nigeria, when they are vying for these posts, so they don't tell you what they will do. Even they call for debates. Buhari did not go. Okay, they call for debate. Tinubu will not go. So how will you know what he wants to do? It is on that debate people ask questions and say, Oga, what are you going to do concerning this? If America is going to post in the next 1 month, there will be a debate. All this Iran, if you watch all the presidents, they will tell you what they would do, how they would deal with Iran, because that is American foreign policy. And so everybody that is coming has to tell us how you want to deal with it. And then when it comes to domestic policy, how are you going to deal with, when Trump came the first time, we thought it was going to be impossible for him to they said there were 11 million illegal immigrants in Nigeria, in America. And people were asking, oh, how can you deport 11 million? We thought it is impossible. But he has proved that it is possible to deport illegal immigrants, no matter the amount of people. Today, I read the news that one NBC corporation TV host was saying that at the border
is a widow. It's not that one. Okay, it's not that one.
That at the border, that the amount of migrants that are coming into America of course, it's non-existent anymore. But this was a catastrophe in time of Biden. It is a will. There is nothing a government cannot do when they have the will. And being a president, the Constitution empowers you, especially when you talk about protecting American citizens. Government can use it. The president can use it to do anything he wants, because it is for the protection of American citizens' lives.
Madam Precious.
Thank you. Yes, please. Let me let you talk.
Madam Precious.
Yes, please. I can hear you. Go ahead.
You are saying what should the president say? Is it not in the president's hometown, Lagos State, that they are driving Igbos, they are asking Igbos not to vote? So what moral does he have to tell other people not to take it? You see, charity begins at home. Nigerians have been treated bad in their own country. That is why other people have that audacity to treat us likewise. So the president has no moral right to come out and speak against this thing that is happening to Nigerians in other nations. He can't. He doesn't have that moral right. That's just simple gospel truth. So anybody that is expecting him to come and say, what is he coming to say? How many Nigerians have been killed? Are you not the one that planned that work for 19 years without promotion? 19 years. So what moral right does the president has to come out and speak for Nigerians when he can't even defend Nigerians, when he has the power and the opportunity to work? Let's forget about this present APC. Let's hope that something should happen. Atiku is a stumbling block. People should know that Tinubu is no longer a problem now. You see, with this 2027 election, Tinubu is not a problem. Our problem is Atiku. People should tell him, you should step aside. You should step aside, yes.
Should I take that as a parting shot? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. It's okay. Thank you. Let me give the other people a chance.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. Mr. Obisin, I like your parting shot, as I want to quickly end up now.
Let Atiku do the right thing. Let him put his name in the sense of time. Let people remember him for good in the next 1,000 years, that he is the one that made democracy have a good foundation, and made democracy an Iroko in Nigeria. Let him put his name on gold and do the needful and yield for the young people.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Mr. Obisin. Thank you, Hunt. I appreciate you. Hope to see you here again. Mr. Obisin, thank you so much. God bless you. Nigerians, that's the size of our package tonight. Seeing Mr. Obisin talk about the kind of conversation they have during elections, talk about policies and other policies. We will talk about road and lights. Since 1999, we talk about building of road and lights. Now we'll go end down. We'll continue to talk about building of road and lights. I mean, what is a campaign promise in Nigeria if you don't talk about road and lights? That is actually the real thing we talk about. Road and lights. We give road, we give lights every year. That's what we do. Well, I beg, kindly like and share this post, Jerry. Like, share, make sure that more and more people see this post. Let's continue to speak for the growth and development of our nation. I love you guys and I appreciate you big time. But remember, in all of this, to protect your mental health, because something happened for Nigeria. If you follow the thing, it won't break your heart. But please put your heart together. So please help me to protect your mental health. I need you alive, just like I need myself alive. All right. Good night and God bless you. Thank you so much. Bye.